What's happening, guys? Welcome back, episode 2 of the walkthrough. Picking up here from the Bistro Sanctum, working our way into Caled. So we'll just be going down, getting everything we can out of this area, and then, wrapping up after that. That way we can kind of separate the episodes. With that being said, there's quite a lot here, guys. Quite a lot here. See, these very high level enemies. Just want to kind of show off their health. I don't want to show off their damage because if they hit me once, I'm just dead. You know what I mean? But yeah. So we got another golden seed. We're just going to run right down here, get the side of grace. And towards the end of this episode, we're going to show the dragon farm so everyone can try to get some levels here. Now, I don't recommend farming for levels. I never, ever will. But trying to reach high levels with the DLC and trying to help newer players, more importantly. Like, this is not something I would do on a playthrough ever. However, I do believe for newer players, it would be really helpful. Because if we can get everyone a good amount of health. Now, I'm not recommending this to go put a bunch of levels in your damage stats. For one, they don't even matter, and they won't matter until at least mid-game. Weapon scaling, damage scaling, that's just not a thing. You know what I mean? Not for a long time. But if everybody can get enough help to allow them to get hit, make a few mistakes while they're learning, I do think that would be helpful. On top of that, we can also go through and at least make sure we're reaching weapon requirements so everyone can use some weapons right at the start of the game too, So I do think that'd be nice. But I wouldn't put more in damage stats than you need to, just the bare minimum to use a weapon, that's it. So as you see, we just went straight. We're going to go behind the earth tree and jump on up the cliff here. And we'll be able to go on up. Get us out of grace. And we're going to run in somewhere we really don't belong. Really don't belong. Because of the fact, there's a talisman in here that's going to give us 23 levels. Now, that's going to be levels to strength, dex, health, and endurance, which is just really useful at this point. So we're going to run in here, we're going to take a very specific route. And this route is going to give us two really good things. So when you go in, ignore everything in here, everything's going to kill you. And really easily too. More easily than anything in the Limgrave. Alright, so we're going up here, we're going to pop a chest. Dectus medallion. Half of the Dectus medallion. Then after, and that's really important, we're going to be using that sooner rather than later. So after that, we're going to roll on off. Stick to the right side of this place and go to the very last hole on the left and roll down. I'm actually curious about something really quick. Okay, yeah, he's about one-shot us. I was looking at that because I never looked at it before. Alright, so you're going to run straight for this item, then we're going to jump on the other side of this wall. Because the way it happens, it's kind of tricky to, just jump to the left after you grab the item. So we came from here, we ran straight, grabbed it, turn around, then we leave, jump to the left. Now it's going to be a big ass rat and a little rat. You want to just try to run, jump over the little one, then roll to your right, drop down the hole, and turn around. Doing that, you're going to get you Radagon's sword seal. Really good talisman. Or probably dead. Oh, cool. I'm just trying to make it out of here because I have 2,300 runes. Typically, I would just let myself get killed. But if you can climb back up the ladder. Damn it. At least you're right at the start, I guess. What a dick. Yeah, that's right, folks. One scratch from a bat killed us. So that's, just the kind of area we're in right now. However, I do find this very useful to do. And not to mention, guys, that talisman we just picked up, not only is it giving us all these levels, so as you see, we go from 11 health to 16, we go from 11 endurance to 16, 11 strength to 16, we go from 14 dex to 19, so really useful. But it's also, if you look, this legendary talisman. So it's a legendary talisman, meaning it's going to be needed for platinum. So if that's what you're doing here, guys, you're going to need that to get a platinum trophy. So I did want to go ahead and state that. Now I'm just going to run in and get my runes if they're down here. If not, fuck them. Where are they up top? Fuck them. It's only 2,000. I mean, if it's a quick, run, grab 2,000 runes, that's one thing. You guys are going to learn really quickly here, guys, that, 2,000, 20,000, 30,000 runes is virtually nothing. I know it sounds crazy to you right now, but eventually, when we're 200,000 a level, you'll see what I mean. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, you want to save onto these. This one's worth 7,500. So I do find, I feel like it's beneficial to go and pop that. Alright, level up. We're strength at 16. And we bring that bitch way up. I'm trying to think what we're going to need for the weapons we want to use, though. I'm trying to reach requirements. So, what the fuck weapon am I going for? I might go ahead and grab Moonveil sooner rather than later. But we could try to get Death's Poker early too, which is a really good dex amp weapon. Really hard fight to get it though. Yeah, it's just 17 on dex amp. Now for you guys, whatever it is, strength, dex, whatever, whatever your 2 damage stats are, if you can get 20-20 on them, then just stick with Vigor, Mind, Endurance for quite a while until all of your base stats are pretty much done. Then you go back to your damage stats. You just want to meet weapon requirements. That's all you're after here, guys. That's it. We're not trying to get any more than that. Alright, now from here we're going to go over to this minor archery first. Actually, let's go ahead and go to the round table hole and get this over and done with. It just kind of feels like a chore. Tell her you're off the round table hold, and yes, you can access this from any side of Grace at any time.
Let my hand.
So we're going to go here. We're going to introduce you guys to some NPCs. And just kind of go over the round table hold, what's going on here, and what it's about. Round table hold, main hub area. This room up here is where, when you defeat story bosses, you can bring to remembrance, get their weapons or spells they're using, so that's nice. This is Korn. He's an NPC. His quest line will come in hand about halfway through the game. But we can go ahead and talk to him. You can turn in prayer books to him, but I wouldn't. There's a better NPC for that, but you can. Just tell him you see the side of Grace, or you see the Grace. Now, study incantations, so faith builds. Early on, I would only get 1 from him, and that's Flame Sling. Just to have a ranged option, you only need 10 faith for it. In fact, most builds can use that. This is D. His quest is going to be halfway through the game. Jealous. His quest is going to be at the end of the game. So,
I'm known as Heed those who live in all the more, unless you would. Those who all the more.
So eventually, you'll be able to buy. What is it? Golden Order incantations. It's faith incantations from D.
The honor of. By the way, she's my servant. Take your eyes off if you find her.
He's looking for a servant, and Rogier's not here yet. Then we go over here, talk to Gideon, old bitch ass.
Oh, I can't very well. It is say. Allow me, you are a mere visitor
real
to the
pleasant
table.
gentleman.
Nothing more. A house guest. Yet to earn their keep. Remember your place, newcomer.
Yeah, it's real fine gentleman. Real fine gentleman. So, if you were to go straight across from where we're kind of like towards the right side, you'll go here. This is Hugh. It's a blacksmith. You can upgrade your weapons with Hugh. And if we wanted to upgrade anything, we could do it with him. But I don't have anything I want to upgrade, so. And we're not there yet, because next episode we're going to go get a bunch of upgrade mats, so we might as well wait. And over here by where D was, you're going to see this little side room. Go in here, interact with entries, not going to say anything, go get an emote for it. Hey. What do you want, emote? Then we go in here and talk to the Twin Maiden Husk. Now this NPC here is going to be extremely vital for the DLC. I'll explain why. So they sell certain things. And eventually, there's only a certain amount of smithing stones and all that throughout the game you can find. But if you go here to offer bell bearing, as you find them and you turn in bell bearings, it's going to increase the items they have at the shop. And we'll eventually be able to buy every single smithing stone and somber stone there is available besides the very last tier, in which there's only a certain amount of those in the game. So there's nothing you can do about it. So that's the round table hold for now. So from there, let's jump back over to Fort Ferris. Alright, so now we're just going to kind of run all over in Caleb. So leaving this side of Grace, we'll be going to the right. We're going to drop down, aim for the Spirit Spring so you don't take fall damage just like before. Stick to the right, and we're kind of like heading back to the Bestial Sanctum, but so for the Bestial Sanctum you're going to stick to the left and kind of go uphill. We're going to stick to the right side and go downhill instead, getting us some pretty decent consumable runes and another memory slot, another memory stone, bringing us up to 4 memory slots right at the start, 4 spell slots. But first, go ahead and grab all your runes. Yep, one more. There'll be another Spirit Spring here. You're going to drop down, no fall damage. And just go to your left, grab the Side of Grace. So this memory tower, puzzle tower, is actually broken. You can't really solve it the right way. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to use the Spirit Spring. You see the M statue is broken. You can't interact with it. Like I said, instead, we're going to go over here and hit it from this side. Very late jump. Stick to the right. Oh, I missed. That's okay. We're going to try it again. So like I said, last minute jump, stick to the right, and it's actually going to be a very late double jump. I forgot to mention that. Double jump, hug the wall to the right. Oh, you bastard, I almost jumped off. And be able to go grab this memory stone. There's nothing really else here to do, so we're going to jump back to Fort Ferris again. Now, Fort Ferris is going to be like our, our point of interest. Like, we're going to come back here over and over, because there's so many branch paths that lead to something, right? So we just took that one up to the other tree. Now we're going to go grab our first map, which is right here down the main road. But I will say, you can't see the main road, so you might have to keep pulling up your map and try to line up with it, you know what I mean? If anyone is a newer player that wants to go along with the build I'm doing, like I suggested, which I think is best for newer players, but even Dex, Intelligence, Strength, Faith, or Quality, those are all, and Dex Arcane, they're all very viable builds. But if anyone just wants to go along with what I'm doing, this is going to be a very, very strong build. And who knows, we might respec later, I don't know. But early on, we're going to make this thing strong. Like we are with everybody's build. So, just want to get to the lake where the dragons are, grab your map fragment. Then I'd like to go over here and grab a Side of Grace for later. You don't have to do this, and there are some very, very strong and vicious dogs. Now, the dogs are strong and vicious in general all throughout Caelid, but Upper Caelid is way higher level than Lower Caelid. Way, way, way higher level. So, these dogs you really don't want to fuck with. You don't even want to fuck with the regular ass dogs. You're just going to try to run away, zigzag, keep your distance, and we're going for this hut over here. This is going to be a Side of Grace for much later. However, getting it now will be useful in my opinion. Just give us more, fast travel points. Got rest, de-aggro all of our enemies. Okay. So let's go talk to our merchant. He has a few things. I don't think we're going to need... He has a torch. It could be useful. I don't believe we'll need it as of now for quite some time. But he's got the samurai set. He's got the beast repellent torch. It keeps beast away. It does fire damage. Looks like it gets strength scaling, which is cool. Ritual pods, dragon wound grease, things like that. Notes. Hidden cave, we already know where that is. Gateway, we already know where that is.
Safe.
So, from here, we're going to jump back to Fort Ferris again. And we'll be kind of going the same way, besides it's going to be different. Where we at for level, guys? 16. Okay. So, we're going to stick with the smoldering wall here on our left. Just kind of go in between here. You can see that big rock, which is actually a huge-ass skull. And we're going to climb it. And it's going to literally give us a shortcut to the very bottom of Caelid, where we can go get some stuff for mage builds. We can go get somber stones. We can get Asher Board for faith builds. Most importantly is our somber stones, you know. And these are really late upgrade mats that you need to collect 12 of each. It's going to be a long time for you have enough to get those high levels upgrades, but picking up a couple here and a couple there, doing all the optional areas, it's going to get you in a much more powerful state much faster, you know. You'll have your upgrade, your weapon almost fully upgraded much sooner than you typically would, right? And we can go over here to this big ass chalice looking thing, grab some starlight shards. Starlight shards gradually restore your FP. They're pretty nice. I'm pretty sure we could use those to an NPC to buy stuff with later on. Go and grab this side of Grace in the church. Do not go in the front of the church or you're going to meet some enemies you really don't want to meet. Sure. Alright. Grab all this stuff. Now this is crafting stuff that you'll eventually need, but not until probably you reach Caelid. Alright, so we're going to go out the west side of the church, get back down to this main road, and that NPC in the church is Millicent. You're not going to need her for quite some time either, so I wouldn't worry about her for now. We're just going all the way straight. We're ignoring everything here. Now, I will say, if you kill these harpies, they drop golden rune 9s, which are worth like 3,800 runes, I want to say. They only drop it the first time. Can't farm them for them. But they're really hard to beat. You're just not ready yet, you know. Drop your curved sword, asshole. Can you drop it? Dick. We don't have to fight these guys if they have a plan, but I would like to first. Hey, with the fire pots, bro. Just fight. No! Oh, well, that's what I get for fucking up. Really, all we're trying to do is run straight and jump down to get a shortcut. But I've been thinking for Dex Intelligence, maybe dual curved swords with, like, frostbite or magic affinities or something. I think that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, that's what I get for going off my notes. So I had that one coming for sure. One good thing about doing this walkthrough is I already had all my notes done from the last time I did it. So that's nice. All I really had to do was go back and think of maybe things we can get sooner or better routes, but so it's gonna let me be able to pump out more episodes faster because, you know, all the note taking, all that kind of stuff's already done. So rest assured, these episodes will come pretty quick. You know, I do work a lot and stuff, but after work, I spend a lot of time on this. So we're just going straight here, guys. We're gonna go down towards the left. Hit that. Hit your branch on the right, and this is going to lead us up to the map, but I would suggest getting inside of Grace first. So if you stay on the main road, just off to the right, if you get a side of Grace right here, let's go for our map first, and once again, there's going to be multiple routes we need to take from here. We're going to go into the swamp. Now, there's a transporter trap in Limgrave that will send you to the swamp, but I know people love to take it. But if you're a newer player, you're going to get stuck in this cave with a bunch of those enemies at the church I told you to ignore because they're just really formidable right now. So instead, we're going to take a back route around to make it safer for everybody and not put newer players in a bad position. So from here, just get back to like where your side of Grace was, and we're going to go down into the swamp. So once you head straight on in, you're going to see these guys in these chairs. We get like a rune arc, some stones. Second sacramental bud. Then we're going straight down into the lake, kind of sticking to the right, going under these trees here. This is going to get us a consumable and our crafting ingredients and a somber core. This is very, very useful. Now we have 1, we have 2, we have 4. We're about to go pick up 5. Go grab an ash support for faith build. Come here, you little shit. Sacred ring of light. Pretty cool. Here, straight on down. So you're gonna go straight across the swamp. You know what? Actually, go to the right. Go to the right. We're gonna grab a side of grace and a summons. It might be nice. It's a dog, but the dog does rot buildup. He's kind of cushy. He's gonna get killed quick. However, early on, I think it'd be nice because he can inflict rot on enemies for you, and then if he gets killed, they're gonna still remain rotted. You know what I mean? So I think that'd be nice. And it's gonna be this little building, and there's a rot dog to deal with right beyond here. So. And that's what the summon is. Him. Come on. Oh, he's a double hopper, is he? And we'll see the health we're dealing with is. Oh, never mind, we're doing fuck. That's okay. I wanted to get it. I guess I wasn't taking into consideration how horrible this weapon is on upgrade. Usually I'd kill him like. Well, usually I probably have something like Bloodhound's Fang where I just kill him in 2-3 hits. Even on upgrade, it's got blood loss build up. And it's a big ass greatsword. Where'd this put us at? Oh lordy. Alright. So if you got killed there like I did, just run on through here. Would be kind of cool to go ahead and do this place. I don't think we could handle it. Good players could. But you still wouldn't even meet the stat requirements to use a really badass staff here or any of the spells, so it wouldn't much matter anyway. Alright, let me just drop back on down and get back to where we were. So, from here, that's where the building was I told you guys. Like, here's my room. So if you didn't get killed by the dog, and you got the summons, we did grab it right, yeah. So from this little building, you're kind of just going straight across the swamp here. As soon as I'm able to pull up the map, I will. Just make sure no one's lost. But, yeah, here we go. So, Silly Town of Sorcery, the Understair, we've got the side of Grace. We're just straight across from there, guys. That's all. And we're going to stick with the lake on our left side, the swamp on our left side. And you're waiting to see a big-ass scarab, right? As soon as you see this, you're going to go right back into this little dead end. Doing this is going to bring us up to a Somber 5 right at the start of the game. So Somber weapons only go up to plus 10. So if you were to get a Somber weapon up to plus 5 right now, that's already halfway upgrade, guys. At the very start of the game, you quite literally go through Limgrave and kill everything on one hit. You know what I mean? Not the elite enemies, they'll take a couple, because they have a lot of health. But basic enemies, yeah, everything's going to just die. And that's kind of what I'm doing this for. I am going to tell you though, Somber 5s are going to be rare for at least 25 hours. So, now, we're just heading straight under this. You're see the, branched over tree there. And you're going to go in your first set of ruins here on the right. Jump down here. This is going to allow you to get a spell. You do need 18 int, which we're like 1 point away. So you're only going to need 2 points in intelligence if you started as an astrologer, or 4 points in intelligence if you started as a prisoner like we did. But these guys, typically I would ignore them, but they do like to just stand in your damn way. Yeah, I'm going to see if we can just get on Torrent. They like to block you in, is the thing. If you can get, come on Torrent. If you can get past them, you leave here, go out the right, and just kind of diagonal here. You're going to go get some crafting and an outfit and a perfume bottle. Now, perfume bottles are pretty neat. I will say they're going to be utterly useless until you get the crafting ingredients, the crafting book to make them. Alright, and from here, jump on off. Same with that. And these are rot flowers, so they're going to rot you. careful with that. But come here, grab the meteorite staff. Now I will say, if you don't feel like dealing with them guys, you can kind of just run along this wall and just, you know, hit triangle on PlayStation and pick it right up. So you don't have to go in there, but there's a room 4 in there too, so I figured might as well grab it. Now we're just gonna leave there and keep circling around the swamp. Eventually, you're gonna get on up here to the side of Grace. That's the meteorite staff, and that's rock sling. Rock sling pulls 3 meteorite rocks from the ground and throws them out. Does a lot of damage, but more importantly, does a lot of stagger damage. Stagger big enemies, critical attacks on them, makes life much easier. We can't use it yet, but we're not far off. Like I said, 18 int, but it's S scaling, so it's decent early on. The more intelligence, the more scaling it's gonna get, but it cannot be upgraded, so do keep that in mind. And then rock sling is right here. Once again, 18 intelligence, summons rocks from the earth and sends them flying. You get like 3 rocks with it. It's actually pretty cool. One of my favorite spells, my first playthrough. Not my first playthrough, one of my early playthroughs, I should say. From there, I can't think of anything else in the swamp we need to get. Let's go ahead and jump here to Southern Aeonia Swamp Bank. Alright, so from here, I'm going to go straight on out. I will say, guys, if you change it to nighttime, there's a death bird spawns right here. Has a really good dex intelligence weapon. Fortunately, he's really hard to beat. He hits like absolute truck. He's a very, very, very hard enemy. But at the end of this episode, we're going to go back to Fort Fairith, and we're going to kill that dragon. And I'm going to put a bunch of levels in health, and it should help us take him out. Because I want his weapon early on for our build. It works really good with dex builds. Like, just putting like 2 points in intelligence, because it's not a bunch of intelligence scaling, it's mainly dex scaling. Just a good dex weapon, gets frostbite and stuff. Alright, so from here, we're just going to take this little side road down, grab a golden seed. Then we're just heading for that tower back there in the distance, okay? So ignore the dogs, ignore the guys. Now this is the main castle with Radon as the main boss here. For Caleb, you're nowhere near ready to tackle this now. So I just want to make that very clear. However, there is some items we can get here easily enough that's going to help a lot of people out, especially faith builds, stress builds, stuff like that. Is we're able to get a fire ashes ore, so the ashes ore itself will do fire damage, but with that you can change your affinity to set your weapon to do fire damage on every single attack. So really nice. One of my favorite ashes ore at the start, hands down. Let's go ahead. Oh, the sacred cheer. I think we're at the point where it's going to take us a few golden seeds. Yeah, because we've already gained 2 flasks. Alright, so before we cross this bridge, we're just going to turn around. We're going to go up top here. And you see a scarab. This shit weapon's probably not going to kill it. It's not fast enough. We have some stars. I'm trying to kill it. Y'all's weapon, if you're using like Bloodhound Spang or something. Come on, you're going to kill it much easier and we're dead. No, dumbass. Yeah, I love when the button inputs don't work. I love it. Couldn't be happier about it, honestly. I just could not be any happier with it. So, from here. What the fuck? That's fine. So we're going the same direction. We did get the Asher Ore, that's what's important. Where the fuck did it put us? This killed me. It said kill me. One more. Very good. What? Come on. Any other time y'all would kill me. I want to get back at the Grace and not at the Stake America. There's another Somber 4 we can go grab real quick. Right behind here before we go on up into the castle. But when it puts me in a place like that, it's not that I can't navigate it or I don't know where I am. I don't know how to explain it to you guys because it kind of puts you in the center somewhere and then we have to go. Then, you know, it's like higher areas, lower areas, and so yeah. Alright, so here you're going straight back. Just ignore the knight. Go around them. I've never really had them fuck me too much. Sometimes. Not always. So straight back here is going to be another scarab you can get. You're going to see a big ass bird on the ledge, but if you play your cards right, he won't fuck with you. You should be able to just kind of push him to this corner. There you go. Somber 4, bird didn't aggro us. We're going to go back to Impassable Great Bridge, side to Grace. Now we're going across the bridge into the main castle. This is quite tricky, so it's going to go quick. Go to your first barricade here. Got these big ass balls of fire. And they have an AoE explosion when they land. Try to avoid that. Now, as soon as you get past your first two, you're always good. At least I always have been. Now, once again, you are not ready to be here. We do not belong here. We shouldn't be here. So don't fight anything. Unless you're extremely good. Just go for this tower. We're going to go behind the tower, grab a smithing 3. And we're going to circle around and we're going to go out towards the right. Now, when we go towards the right, a ballista is going to fire at us. So just run straight across. Get to this left edge. And we're going to take it all the way up, getting behind these gentlemen. And just head for the gate. Don't go to the gate, go to the right uphill. And we're going to jump down this platform. Roll off. This would be nice. There's one guy we have to take out. I know I said we're not ready for it, but he's just a foot soldier. You're smart about it. You know what I mean? Doing that gets us our smithing 6. I wish I just had this weapon on. Shit. I didn't realize I reached the requirements yet. I thought, oh yeah, because we got more strength for the talisman. I was like, damn, I only leveled Dex and what the hell? Let's go on up. And just run, jump off. I've tried to summon my horse while I'm on that platform. It never seems to work, but now we're going to go on up here. Don't want these guys to fuck around. I guess we don't really have to kill them. But there's an area up here where I want to stop and tell you guys something before we go through it. So I'd rather just be safe, you know what I mean? Oh, there's more of it in there. Okay. Now you guys don't have to do this. I'm doing this when I stop and tell you about what we're about to do. We don't have to worry about these guys killing me. Alright. So, this is where I wanted to stop and talk to you guys. So just like we did in Peninsula last episode, there's going to be a scarab right over there. And as soon as we go for it, all the bats are going to attack us. So you just want to run straight for it. And this is a gap, so be careful. I usually do this on tour. Can I make it? Yeah. Okay. So you just want to run straight for them. I'd get locked on before you get over here. Now, it's a higher level area, so the scarab's going to have more health too. So do keep that in mind. There you go. Ask for flaming strike. Come here, little shit. Thought we could do it. Just trying to get that room 9 from room 6 or what. But that's fine. That's exactly what we wanted, guys. We got everything we were trying to get from there. So now we're good. We got both Somber 4s, we got the Somber 5, we got the staff, we got the spell, we got the Fire Ash 4, we got the regular smithing chest with the 6. Sorry, just checking my notes real quick. 6, 2, 3 behind the tower. We got Crack Blade. Yeah, so we're good in Caleb. There's a lot more stuff here, but not until we actually start progressing the area. I mean, yeah, we got the Memory Stone, we got the Talisman, we got all the smithing stones, the staff, the spells, the Ashes of War, the other smithing stones down here. golden seeds, sacred tears, so we are good to go. So before we close on out, going up to Fort Ferris, I'm gonna teach you guys how to take out this dragon and get 100,000 runes. Like I'm telling you guys right now, I would do this. And please listen to me, because the whole thing of this, the only reason I'm doing this right now, because I typically wouldn't, is just to give everybody more health and endurance. However, with the 7,500 runes, consumable rune we picked up in there, I think it was a golden rune 12, 7,500. With that and the 100,000 runes, I would get both damage stats you're using. So strength, dex, and faith, strength, faith, their dex, arcane, faith, dex, whatever you're doing. Whatever 2 damage stats are, bringing them up to 20, 20, no higher. There's no need for it right now. Unless some of you are trying to use a wing scythe that needs 24 faith, you know what I mean? But whatever the very lowest dex requirement, I think it's 16, I just leave it there for now. You know what I mean? Just leave it there. Just meet the base requirements you need to use the weapon. Like I said, scaling doesn't matter at this point. After that, put everything into health. You know what I mean? We're trying to get health to 40, and we're trying to get endurance to 25. Early as possible, right? As soon as we do that, we can get into our damage stats. Probably by the time we finish up with limb grade. But now, like I said, this is something I don't do in my personal playthroughs, but I do feel like if you're struggling for newer players, it'd be nice to go ahead and at least get some health for everybody, right? Golden Pickle Foulfoot. And you're saying keep dwelling on him. Now you need something with the Blood Loss, guys. You're still going to need a few weapons to do this. Either Morning Star or Bloodhound's Fang. Unless you got the requirements for this, which you don't. Because you need Blood Loss. His health is so big, only Blood Loss. If you don't do any damage. But as soon as the Blood Loss kicks in, you'll see here in 1 second. Wait for your stamina to go back. I found that heavy attacks really didn't work well here. So I'll saying like, see that big chunk just came off the shelf, 13.4 thousand? That's what you're doing. I'll show you again. This is how you wear them down. You gotta have blood loss. It's the only thing that's gonna work here. The only thing that's gonna work. Even later on when you have really strong weapons, you're not really doing any damage to them. There you go. So he procced it twice. You see how much of his health is missing now? You see what I'm saying? So you're just going to stick on that until he's dead. So remember guys, this is in front of Fort Ferris. You can go here, kill this dragon, get your 100,000 runes. 20 in your damage, the rest put in health. Trust me on this, it's going to make your life much easier. But we are going to go ahead and wrap up here. There's no sense if y'all see me beat on the dragon for 10 minutes. Probably realistically 4 minutes, but still. So next episode, we'll just pick up where we left off, go over levels, where we're at, and where we should be, and then go on into the area and get all of our upgrades. And then next episode, we'll wrap up everything for our good start, getting prepared for our journey, and then episode 4, we'll actually start getting into content. So we're going to wrap up here, and we will see y'all shortly.